Well, happy Saturday, folks. The real Captain Kirk here. We're live from One Bethlehem Plaza here in foggy downtown Bethlehem, Pennsylvania here this morning. And again, sun's finally burning it off here, so a nice day here. Hang on here to the end because we're going to talk a lot of snow here. 6-day December snow, how it influences seasonal sales. So only about 23 days until the weatherman says winter arrives on 1 December. 43 days according to the sun, and 47 days until Christmas. So I hope it didn't make everyone just freak out now with the rapidly approaching winter here. We've made our video blog here a subscription-free service for your email, so you'll get it in your inbox the second we publish this every Saturday here. Every week we're going to talk about our Power of 1 Degree core technology and how we help retailers, suppliers predict seasonal sales a year ahead by week by store everywhere on Earth here. So today I thought we'd key in on some of those snow accessories since we're talking snow here. It's probably crazy early here about the amount of snow we're talking about. So we'll key in on ice scrapers, how temperature and snow combination can lead to a 7% increase for every inch of snow, and energy usage every degree colder, about a 5% increase in your utility bill here. So we'll talk about some tools here to help you with that. We asked our 360, my 360 AI tool here that we use internally here. So it'll give me a weather narrative and some impacts. And so we talk snow here. December snowfall, we're predicting the snowiest in 8 years nationally, a big uptick. So last year we had a little bit of an uptick, but again, still well below average. This is a huge uptick. So snowiest 8 years. And what's it mean for snow throwers? 60 up 26% actually. So it's one of our top categories here for this December timeframe. Heaters, we have up 24%. You see a chart left here. And window insulation, 21%. So obviously, the colder, snowier, you're going to be buying those winter accessories versus, say, bottled water and soft drinks. And with stormy weather, it's a little harder for those holiday decor categories. They benefit more in a milder, drier pattern. Don't really have that. So the big equity winners here, we'd actually say would be like Xcel Energy, Dutch Brothers, Northwest Natural Gas. Again, energy companies are going to do well when it's this cold and you're turning on your heat here. So let's talk about that. Again, we have some free energy widgets here. So again, that every degree colder, there's about a 5% increase in your consumption. Again, we're not going to predict the price depending on what you have, but consumption's 55% higher in this example for Billings, Montana in December. That's a huge uptick in usage, right? So factor that in your utility bills here. So this energy widget will predict your energy consumption really anywhere in the world out a rolling year. Same thing for EV. Again, as it gets colder, you can see here in Billings the trends show less battery life. Again, it's snowy, gritty roads, cold. You're just going to get less range on your battery here. So we have a neat EV charger calculator. Again, global, give you the short range 14-day forecast on how your battery will perform, and again, the year ahead outlook. Next, I thought we'd look real quick here. Again, a big category this time of year is apparel. So it's about every degree colder, about a 5% increase in apparel sales year on year. So we had a great start here in October. It was the coldest in 6 years, early November. 5.6 colder, up 28% there in the October period, up 24% just based on weather now in the early November period here. And then a little softer as we get into maybe the holiday shopping season start. Again, that's okay because we've had a strong start here. So a little bit warmer there in the late November period, say maybe down 22%. And then snowiest December in 8 years, coldest in 3 years. We think a very, very strong core holiday shopping season of up 38% for apparel sales. So again, that's just high level, very simple view of how we help big retail supply companies predict not only the weather, but how it'll influence their business. Look at last week's world summer here, ending today here in the U.S. 3.1 cooler. Again, third week in a row in here of cooler temperatures. Still 11th warmest in 40 years, but again, it was a tale of two halves. So it was a cooler east here this week and warmer out west. 32-degree days, again, national index is up 3%, still 8th least in 40 years, and dry, 60% drier, dries in 5 years, so well below average rainfall. A little bit cooler up there in Canada. Hot spots were there across the UK, number one warmest in 40 years, so very warm there and extremely wet. So again, warm, wet, not exactly what we want. We want to see kind of cooler, drier trends this time of year to boost those fall seasonal sales. Big map here is trends versus last year. Inset maps are trends versus average. Not much on the severe weather front here. Tornadoes, again, nationally down 13% versus a year ago for the season. Hail up 1% versus last year, and winds up 2%. So just about rounding out the severe weather season. In fact, the hurricane season looks like it probably is just about winding up as well. So only about 22 days left of the hurricane season. Season date, 32 degrees. Again, we're going to pick up some steam here as we get into November, December here, but a little bit of an uptick, up 10% versus last year on a national index, still fourth least in 40 years. Snowfall index chart right is down 72% versus last year, and that's the number one least in 40 years. But hang on here because we have some snow in the forecast. Look at this week, week ending 15 November here. So 3.6 cooler than last year, coolest in 6 years, 21st coolest in 40, so about average on a national scale. But again, coolest in 6 years. Snowfall way up, most in 3 years, and rainfall actually, precip rainfall is actually down 60%, driest in 9 years, but some wet, stormy weather in the west, and again, see all that snow here in the Great Lakes, and we'll dig into that here day by day here. A little bit of a clipper system here today. Goes through the Great Lakes, and when that cold air hits these relatively warm lakes, you're going to see those big snow downstream of Chicago, Indiana, New York, again, all across the Great Lakes here. And again, if we aggregate these 6-day period here again, so this chart shows that about 72% more snow than last year, most in 3 years, 12th most in 40 years, above average snow for 31% of the U.S. population here. So it's snowy 6 days, and again, it's really Great Lakes, interior Northeast, and we're actually hoping here at 360 we may actually see our first flurries here early this week here. So again, but again, mostly around those Great Lakes, very heavy snowfall. Looking next week, weekend 22nd of November. Now this is the week before Thanksgiving, not the week of Thanksgiving, but looking a little bit warmer here. We'll see. It's a transition pattern here where the cold shifts to the west. You'll see all the demand that going to be in the east this week will shift to the west next week. So warmer than last year, 8th warmest in 40 years. Snowfall still up 83% over a year ago, most in 3 years, again, above average. So a lot of that will be shifting again to the west, some in the New England area, and drier, but year on year, but still above average. So again, it's looking like a good pattern here for fall seasonal merchandise sales. Got to be careful looking at these 2-week aggregates now, because obviously we're averaging a cold week and a warm week in the east, becoming a warm week and a cold week in the west. So again, it kind of blends out. But the overall theme is the Northeast U.S., Southeast Canada is probably a good spot for that fall seasonal demand with a more prolonged period. Still quite a bit warmer last year and versus average in Europe. So again, soft sales continue there. If we look at precip trends here, again, this is a stormy pattern for sure. Again, across the U.S., Canada, even a little bit across Europe, getting a little bit stormier. So precip trends versus average inset left there. So that, folks, have a great week ahead, and we'll talk to you again this time next week.